Wow. All right. Welcome, everybody. All right. I know this is a tough time of year and we're going to have a skeleton crew tonight probably, but that's all good. I'm so excited. And thank you for those of you who are joining us live. This is our last official Monday night call of the year and of the decade. Can you believe that? Is that not like the craziest thing ever? I want to start just by congratulating you guys on a great year. I have some stats that I'm going to put up in a second here, but before we do that, I wanted to welcome our newest member. Alicia and I met I don't know, it's 2 years ago, right? You're unmuted. I'll have to unmute you. Maybe Danielle, you can unmute her. 2 years ago, we met, and just after my dad had passed away. Those of you who know me, I made an announcement to the team and I said, don't worry, I'm not like quitting or anything, but I'm going to go get a job. And I got a job at Pottery Barn, and I'm going to immerse myself in the holidays and just get some good energy to kind of get myself through this transitional period. Right. And Alicia was the hiring manager, and we hit it off right away and really kind of bonded. And we've been living some pretty similar parallel lives for a couple of years now, and have really grown it to become good friends. And I'm just really grateful because, you know, I always say that big deals have slow wheels, and, you know, Alicia's one of those people that I met and instantly felt like, you know, she's going to be such an incredible fit for our team and you guys are going to love her. But there was so much life that happened in between that initial meeting and now. And I'm just really excited to welcome her to the team and to congratulate her on her HLP in one day. So congratulations, Alicia, and welcome. I don't know if you want to say hi to everybody really quick before we jump in.
Hi.
Yeah.
Can you hear me? I'm sorry I look so haggard. I totally forgot. And then I'm like, oh my gosh, it's 6:55 or 5:55. Anyway, I'm super excited to be on the team. I'm super excited what this is going to do for all of us, and excited to meet you guys. Got to see Dr. Sears recently, and that was super cool. So super excited ever since that day. So, I mean, I've been excited for a while, but really excited after meeting him. So anyway, it's nice
Awesome
to meet you guys, and I look forward to having more talks.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much, Alicia. And all right, so for those of you who are on the call tonight, I just want to, we're going to do a couple of things. We're going to do this, break it down. We're going to try to stay on time. The first thing we want to talk over is just the Shred the Shenanigans. So our game for January, which is our Shred event, which is turning out to be super fun. And I want to kind of roll through some scenarios about how you guys can use that to really kind of expand into different markets that you maybe have not thought about before. The second thing we're going to talk about is our new customer page, which Danielle and I have been working on, and I am excited about that. And all of you guys are going to play a role in one way or another. We'll get everybody involved in that, but we'll show you what that looks like tonight, and then we'll make the invitation so that you can come on. And then the third thing we'll finish up with is just a couple weeks back, we talked about setting some intentions for 2020 and setting a word. You know, a lot of times we adopt a word that kind of that holds that intention, but also kind of creates a framework for possibilities and things that are going to come through, and maybe a focal point of how you look at the year ahead. And I would love to hear some updates if anybody's kind of put some thought into that and what you came away with for that. And then we'll wrap up tonight's call, and we will head on into the new year and start rocking out January. So the first piece of it, so the Shred the Shenanigans. So we went through this. Danielle and I did a live video on our team Facebook page. So if you haven't watched that yet, we just encourage you to please go back into the JP Honeybees. And Alicia, I added you today, so you should see an invitation for that. If not, we'll just talk offline. But you're going to see the live video. We walked through kind of some of the scenarios. We also posted inside of our new customer page a tab, which has all of the information surrounding that. But basically the difference between this year and last year. So for those of you who are new to the team, we have a Shred program, which is a 10-day detox, and it's like a reboot to really help jumpstart your health into the right direction. And so many people on our team, it's the reason they joined. It's what they did on the entry point in. They have incredible stories and transformation stories about this. And what we find is that when people do the Shred, they're really encompassing the majority of the products, and they get really sticky as customers because they know that this is now a tool, this whole shred program, that they can go back to as they need it. Because let's be real, nobody eats perfect all the time. And there's ebbs and flows throughout the year. And so what we find is people like to do it for a little bit. You know, they'll do a month with us, they'll take some time off, they'll come back and do it again. They'll take a little bit of time, they come back, but the products stay consistent in their pantry, and Juice Plus becomes a standard and staple in their home. And that's a really special thing. So with this new shred, we're offering 3 weeks that people can do it. It always starts on a Monday. So we're asking those of you in different states to host parties on Sundays to offer like a meal prep for your people. So the Sunday before each of the starting points, we'll have you launch that. So the first one kicks off on the 6th. And what we'll do from there is we do a 10-day shred. And inside of the 10 days, we have a point system and a point sheet that you mark off points. Now, usually we have it set up so there's teams competing inside of those weeks. And what we decided to do this year was make it a little bit more fun. And we wanted to shake things up a little bit. So teams are going to be formed in 3 or more. So you can get groups of 3 or more. And everybody that joins in to participate in the game is going to Venmo $20 to Danielle, who's going to go into a pot. And that pot of cash will be given away at the end of the month to the people who have the highest point average per person in their team. So I know that's kind of a lot of a nutshell of information. So I'll give an example. So let's say you have a team of 5 team members. Okay. So like, let's say that, who can I pick here? Mom, let's say that in your church, that's your social group, you go and say, I've got this really great, like, jumpstart to a healthy new year. We're doing this in teams. It's a fun, group activity. It entitles, like, we follow a program, we have some products that we take and we go through, and this 10-day program is really going to set you up for 4 months of good health, right? So you take 5 people, they join your team, and the 5 of you create this little micro team together, right? And everybody records their points. And then let's say that that Buffy has got another group of gals with her running club, and they put their team together, right? And so she's got 3 or 4 or 7, whatever it is, and everybody competes. So you fill out those sheets, and the team captain, everybody will have a captain. All those sheets go to the team captain. You tally up your total number of points. The total number of points then gets submitted at the end of your week, and we just record the total number of points divided by the number of people that are on the team, and that gives you the average point per person. Does that make sense? So the point of it is that you're creating this little micro community, and you all want to rally each other and keep each other focused on staying healthy and having fun, right? So like, Alicia, I'm thinking like back in the store, like you could have had like, right? Like, you see what I mean? Like 10 people, and they all do it together. And then it's kind of like The Biggest Loser or other, offices do a lot of that stuff. But I would really be making lists right now of friends who work in offices. And I'm assuming that at the hospital, right, you've got a bunch of people, right, that might want to do this. Yeah, exactly. So this gives you an excuse to get out into these conversations that you might not otherwise be like, so are you interested in some Juice Plus information? Now you can be like, hey, I'm doing a team and it's gonna be really fun. There's like cash to win. Do you want to like take a look at what this is, right? It's just a much easier conversation to make an introduction to. Does that make sense to everybody? All right, Danielle, do you want to add anything to that? Did I miss anything there? I know your voice is not doing well, so I'm trying to.
No, I think you covered it. I'll chime in when.
Okay. Okay.
I have a question.
Yes, go for it. Go, Jen. What you got?
So let's say you form a team. Does everybody on your team have to shred the same week?
Yeah.
You're forming a team to all shred together. You're as a team doing it together.
Right.
But
it's a community experience.
You can shred multiple weeks. So you can
I'm going to shred the entire month.
You can have one group of friends that is doing it with you the first shred, and then a different group of friends doing it the second week and the third week. And there could be overlap with those people that they too want to do it 2 out of the 3 weeks or whatever. But in essence, you have a team for each 10-day period.
And if you want to do that and you want to be entered in to win the prize 3 times, you can do that, but you have to pay per entry. Okay, so it's $20 per entry. So just consider that too. You increase your odds, of course.
Right.
Question
So
too.
people can still shred with us if they don't want to like put the money in and be in like the whole prize thing, but they can still shred with us, or no?
Yeah, but you'll be surprised at how many people are joining things right now that are $20 buy-ins all over the place. I'm seeing it all over Facebook. It's all over everywhere, like Biggest Loser, weight loss thing. They'll pay for fantasy football. Like that part of it, I wouldn't shy away from because
Right.
I'd imagine they're going to.
No, I'm not. But
Yeah.
if somebody asks me, then that's still an option.
But they
If
can't win the
asks.
prize. Yeah, and their points won't count. So you can't take
They
like their points.
Can't win the prize. Okay.
Right. Yeah. Okay. So like when you do your total points at the end, if they haven't paid in, let's say you have 5 people, but only 4 people paid in, you'd only count the points from the 4 people.
Right.
Okay. Does that make sense?
Right.
Okay.
Yep.
What other questions do you guys have?
Well,
Go for it,
just to
Greta.
clarify, you mentioned buying in each time, so that's what I was going to ask. So it's not one pot for all 3 shreds, it's 3 pots and 3 shreds.
Yeah. Well, no, it's 1 pot, 3 shred entries. So we're going to take the accumulation of the whole month because we want the prize to be big. Like the goal would be, you guys, 100 people involved, right? Like if we get 100 people buy in, that's $2,000 in a pot. If 3 people win and divide that by 2, they just, not only did they pay for themselves, but they had so much fun doing it and they had great results doing it. If they're earning all those points, they're going to have a better experience in the shred anyway, right? So we want as much engagement as possible. That's the whole driving force behind this.
Okay, so I have somebody, they want to join all 3 shreds, so that's $60 buy-in, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then
yeah.
At the end of all 3 shreds, we do one big pot, and they have 3 different averages for each team, right? One for each team. So they could win on maybe one of their teams won, but the others didn't. That's okay. So it's just one big thing. Okay. Sorry, I had to say it loud.
No, it's okay. Yeah. It's different than we did before, so it's important that we get that feeling good.
Can I ask a question?
Of course.
Sorry, I don't have a full voice either. So reps now can win a cash prize? Like the reps are putting money in?
Everybody's in.
Everybody. And we actually win money as well, or we just divide the rest of the money by are we just contributing $20 to help the pot and the rest of the team wins the money, or are we actually winning a piece of that money?
I think that you can make that decision. Let's just say, Jennifer, that you host a group, you lead a team, you've got 5 solid, awesome new team members and customer prospect, they join in and you guys win. You could forfeit your earnings and increase their winnings to the pot.
That would be good
if you wanted to. Yeah, I mean, you can make that call. It's like a negligible buy-in, right? So you're gonna make the money back in your orders like instantly. So it's not like anybody's. Yeah, it's just we're just doing it different. Yeah, we're just doing it different because usually like I put in the pot and Danielle puts in some money and like we do it that way. And this year we said, you know what? Let's have people be more invested in their success, right? So like I think that when people pony up to that, it kind of ignites something. They're like, they get competitive, it's cool. I mean,
so one other question then. So if someone wants to shred all 3 weeks, you probably said this already, and they put $20 in each week, like Greta was saying, and Jen was saying, that just gives them 3 chances to win the prize.
Yep.
Like there's one prize, there's one big prize. It's
one
not
big pot. Yeah.
Okay. So it's just like getting 3 entries into the chance to win.
And think of it like this. Maybe the first week they do it and they earn some points, but they're like, you know what? I didn't do very well on drinking water. Like I need to really up my game in that space. Or, okay, now that I'm feeling good and I'm having some results, I'm going to go live on Facebook and talk about that and win 100 points or whatever the point is. Like they're going to build confidence as they do it. So theoretically by the 3rd one, they would be like excited and driven and that much more likely to get more points, which is going to increase their chances of winning. Right?
Okay. Thank you.
So we're not going to tally up any points until the end, right? So nobody's like sees how good or bad they did first.
We're going to collect the points at home base and keep them in that's why Danielle and I are not participating to win. She's going to collect money and we're going to tally points, and it's going to be like, it's the only fair way to do it, because it wouldn't be fair if we were like holding money and distributing, you know what I mean? So I think it's just better that way. Yeah. Are you guys excited? It sounds like, I mean, it's going to be fun, don't you think?
Yeah. I have a
Chrisanne's
question.
already masterminding. I can see her thinking.
Yeah.
She's like,
I don't know what
who's going to be on my team?
Yeah. This is Ann. I can't see anybody. I lost the video, but I have a question too. Did you say that the whole team has to agree on whether you're going to do it once or twice or how many times, right? The whole team has to agree on that.
No, that's an individual decision. You're just leading a group, you know, several times. So the only complicated point if you're doing it multiple weeks is that the weeks overlap a little. So you're going to have to record the same number of points on 2 different point sheets.
Okay.
That's the only thing that's confusing. So, yeah. So would it be helpful if I show you the point sheet?
I just
Yeah.
have
See that?
question.
Yeah, for the others, sure. I'll look at it another time.
I have a quick question. How do we keep people accountable for their points, and how do we know that they're being honest about their points?
It's just an honor system. We have to really, you know, we have to just have the hope that we're surrounded by good people and that they're doing the right thing, you know? I mean, we haven't had cheaters up to this point. I would hope that wouldn't be the case, but I get it, Jessica, like that's a concern. I think it's really about an exercise in leadership, you guys. You get an opportunity to really lead and guide these teams. You get to walk people through this, you know, in terms of keeping engaged and accountable, that's on them. But the more, like, you guys can come up with fun ways to do that. You know, maybe you have a check-in Voxer chat with your team and you guys are rallying each other each day, or, hey, I filled out my points, or, you know, hey, I'm going to go for a bonus activity, or, you know, like, you just kind of like the engagement. It's a good exercise for us all to practice, because in the past, some people have signed up and then they've been sheepish and held back. This will give them an encouragement to kind of step forward. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Okay. Marie, did you have a question?
It's still going to be like through the bus page?
No, that's going to be on our new page. So why don't I go over that for the sake of time and show you guys
Okay.
I'm going to share my screen. We'll go on to desktop. And I'm going to go down there and we're going to go into, I always have it up and then it never wants to come up. Okay, here we go.
I finally
All
have
right. So here it is, you guys. It's called The Hive and Adventures in Healthy Living. It's a private group, but it can be searched. So people can come through. I did set up questions. So I'm curious if somebody wants to be a guinea pig and try to search it and enter if it asks you and prompts you through the questions. Inside of here, you can see this is our Shred the Shenanigans this is the text message that you can send out to people. So you want to initiate the conversations first, like sending a text and saying, hey, I'm doing this really fun, like, healthy jumpstart in January with a group of cool gals. Like, do you want to join our group, or do you want to take a look and see what it's all about, right? And so you can send them this, and then after this, there's some direction on, I think, Danielle, I saw that you posted that.
The guidelines in.
You have the guidelines. Okay.
I think you had the document.
Okay. Here's the document.
Right there.
Let's see. Allow. Okay. So here is the here's the document and the guidelines. So they'll get a chance. You can send this to them, or you can put them in here and they can look at it, right? But here's what it is. It talks about that it's a 10-day jumpstart to a 4-month health experience. It talks about the dates. So they choose one, or they can do as many as they want. This is the reason why. How do they go ahead and join? Goes through the steps here. The Venmo is right there. So as Danielle's collecting the Venmo, then she'll just, you know, kind of put their name as an entry point, and then we know who we have to collect points from, right? So you establish a team of 3 or more players, you pick a team name and assign a team captain. So that's the first thing. And then you get familiar with the Shred resources, which are in an email that's also posted in there, or, and we should probably also email it, so there's a duplicate there. And then attend your assigned launch call. So there'll be a launch call on the Sundays prior to the Monday they start. So 3 launch calls. So 3 prep parties, 3 launch calls, right? We want to set everybody up the same way with the same opportunity to do well. And then team members work together to stay on track, so to earn as many points as possible. And they have, you know, the way to rally people is really just like do the work yourself, right? And then kind of jump in there and be like, okay, I had a really good day, you guys. This is what I was able to do. Tomorrow I'm shooting for this. Like, you know, we put a lot of emphasis on having the second shake because sometimes people get a little bit lazy about that, or they forget or whatever. So there's, you know, the encouragement just to stay on track. The grand prize will be awarded. We talked about that. And then we'll host a celebratory Zoom call. So we decided to do this on, I was supposed to change that. I'm sorry, I have to change that. That's Super Bowl Sunday. So we're going to do it on Sunday, February 2nd, but at 8 a.m. Pacific time. So in the morning, okay? And the reason 8 or 9, I forgot what we decided, but this is, I'll update this tonight. Okay, so that's that. Why do I keep losing my little thing here? Okay, but so that's the idea there. And then the point system, I can show you if I can find that. Any other questions while I'm finding that sheet? If you've got them, just jump in.
So I'll just jump in, Melissa, too, while you're looking for that, so everyone understands. This is where we're kicking this off in the new year with our, I'm sorry about my voice, the shred in this new page, the Hive. But this is transitioning into our new, what will be our new customer page, and a place to also add prospects into. So it's not just for customers, it's also for prospects as well. So we can start adding value to people in our community. And the people in our lives on all the wonderful things we have to offer through our resources, through healthy living, through just living a healthier lifestyle. And we'll get into that more on, you know, as we get into the year. And for some of you who have already stepped up and asked to be a part of the social media and help with that. So that's separately, but just so everybody understands this, we're kicking this off with the shred, and then we're transitioning into this as our new customer and prospect page.
Okay. Cool. And the reason we're doing that is to just, we're going to transition away from the buzz page. Yeah. And for the reason that in all of the social media coaching training that we've all gotten, it's just, it's kind of if you look at the engagement level so low on that page, that we wanted to start something fresh. And Danielle made a really good point that this being the new decade and the new year and January and all of that with the shred, that would be a good time. So the cool thing about it is that the people that you have in the buzz page, you're going to have an opportunity to invite them into this new experience. It gives you one more reason to talk to them. So don't just go blanket adding people, be talking to them. You want them to buy in. You want to talk to them a little bit about what the difference is going to be. You know, the buzz page was really focused on juice plus specific. We want to shift this to more of a healthy, an adventure and healthy living, right? So more about, we talked about this in the last couple of calls. So this has been coming from the field. We're fielding information from you guys, but more information, more pictures of us out doing like, you know, community walks of, you know, being out with like coaching kids in their sports, like being active, living the healthy lifestyle, maybe at the, you know, at Whole Foods with a whole shopping cart of, you know, fruits and veggies, like, you know, that kind of stuff. Just really doing the do, like making it more about the engagement, the living part. So it's not so static, right? Like what we're learning from Facebook, especially right now, is the algorithms. In order to be seen, you need to be actively engaged. You need to be like lots of the live videos, moving things. So as much as we think that some of our images are cute and beautiful, which they are, they're just not getting eyeballs, right? And if they're not getting eyeballs, then there's no service to the consumer on that part. So, so I know that some of you have voiced an interest in being a part of this discussion and a part of all of this. So we will definitely be pulling you into that. But we're just excited to kind of get things moving, you know, it'll be great.
Yes.
All right. So over here, the 10-day tracker. So these are just the points. I'm going to zip through these super quick. Okay. So you can see, but drink a full glass of water first thing in the morning. That is like the number one thing you can do to really jumpstart your digestive tract. So that helps everything. Some people put lemon in it. Some people put apple cider vinegar, you know, that kind of stuff. But that's like a really great way to just get the body moving. You have your complete shake, your first one, so you get 5 points for that. A Juice Plus Trio, 5 points. Juice Plus Omegas are 10 points, because we still want to encourage those Trio capsule customers who have not ordered Omegas to go and do that. So that's why we're putting in a higher incentive on that. They may be a current customer and want to shred, but then they see that they can get more points from that. And so they think, okay, well, I'll try that too. Complete shake number 2. So that's another 10 points. See how it's more than the first one, because a lot of people we found over the years will do the first shake, but don't get to the second sometimes. We want to encourage that because it'll get them better results. Exercise 30 to 60 minutes a day. That's a consistent value add. 0 wheat, 0 gluten and dairy. Breathe and quiet time. I put more points in that this year because I feel like this year specifically, for whatever reason, there's just been a lot of frenetic energy. And I think the more quiet time we get, the better we all will be. Sleep 8 or more hours, you get 1 point. The sleep is so important when you're detoxing, and it talks about that in the videos. Last meal before 6 p.m. is 1 point. Last meal before 4:30 is 5 points. And I put that in there because Mitra talks specifically to the microbiome and how that impacts your detox opportunities. So for those who want to have more weight loss and that kind of thing, this is a big key component to them, just so you guys know that. Okay. Balance, eat enough not to be hungry. That's an important piece because we don't want anybody starving. That's not how this works. Water, so your urine remains clear, super important. 0 caffeine, 0 alcohol. Now for every day that you do these things, you just, write in the points that you got. Like, did I get 1 point? Did I get 5? And then it adds up at the bottom. Okay. Bonus point activities. So attend or host a meal prep is 50 points. We want to encourage you guys to be doing events, and we want to encourage our people to be going to events. Okay. Introduce yourself in the Hive group page, 10 points. Post a live video and share what you want to gain from this experience. That's 50 points. So if people set intentions at the beginning of their shred, they're more likely to have a good experience. We want to get people thinking in positive, mind frames. Okay. To start with. Post a thank you message on your personal wall and tag your rep. So if somebody's like, you know what, I am really having a great experience, and you can say and encourage, you know what, if you go into your personal page and you just like put up a post like with a picture of your shake, or make sure there's a picture with it because it'll get more eyeballs, and just say, thank you, Danielle, for sharing this with me. I am like having the best experience. And they don't have to say much more than that, but it'll generate some curiosity. And if they tag you, then you'll be able to follow up with the people who are talking and curious. Okay. Post a healthy recipe, 10 points. People like to do this one. Some people get like uber generous about posting the recipes, which is kind of fun. Post a positive experience of some kind. We can model that for people. So as we're having those experiences, maybe the bloat goes down, or Maria, I love when you post like your pants, like your pants, like that's a great experience. Sometimes your skin just looks so much better, all that kind of stuff. That's a good one. So then 20 points for each team member that you get to join you in the shred. So we want to encourage them to get team members to join, right? So let's just say that they're having a good experience and they get 3 people to join in the next week's shred. Give them the points here, okay? Because this is their time to shred. So give them the points for getting them to join. And then surprise bonus opportunities. So up to 100 points. We'll make the bonus opportunities equal for each group, but those always kind of come to us as we're going because we like to see what the group is up to, and then have fun and just make sure that they're having fun, and so that's an easy one that they should all go for.
Easy 10 points.
There you go. Yeah, exactly. So, and then you do get points for reporting your personal game total to your team captain. You get 100 points for that because we want to hold people accountable to filling the sheet out. It's going to show them the changes that they've made, the impacts that they've had, and all of that jazz. So that's awesome. What I got. Okay. You guys excited? Okay, good.
Sorry.
Okay. Yay. It's going to be fun. We're going to have fun. All right. So that's what we got there. All right. We showed you the new customer page. We'll go in right after this and add everybody to that so that you can, start to play around in there, and any kind of input, feedback, anything, just roll it upstream so we can be talking about that as we go forward. Some of you are like geniuses on social media, we do have the intention to build this into a mirroring community on Instagram, because I know there's a lot of people on Instagram, and so know that that's kind of in the thought process. We just wanted to do something right the first time before expanding it and rolling it out. Ooh, That was a weird thing. What happened there? Sorry, guys. Okay, and then the last thing I just want to wrap up because we're at the end here is our word. So our word for the year. Has anybody come up with anything that they wanted to add? Like, put some thought into it. I love this pen. I feel like it's a real pensive exercise.
Well, you saw my word that I already put on the Honeybees page.
Can you say it out loud and explain why you chose that? Yeah.
Yeah. So the word I chose was achieve. And originally, I gave this a lot of thought. Originally, I had chosen the word fitness because I want this year to be a major change in my physical aspect. But then I started thinking more about it because I think you had mentioned previously this can be not necessarily just a word for the year, it could be the word for the decade, or it could be more encompassing. So I started thinking about it, and it was like, I want to achieve better physical fitness, but I also want to achieve promotions. I want to achieve POB. I want to achieve a higher paycheck. There's a lot I want to achieve. So that's why I changed it to achieve.
Good. I love that because that becomes then a theme, right? A theme that you adopt. Yeah. That kind of carries in and carries over into other things. I think that's fantastic. Good job, Marie. Go for it, Greta. You're on mute.
Yeah, so I was on a similar thought process. That's why I didn't post yet. The word that's haunting me is health because I do have quite a big journey ahead of me. And I don't want to ruin all that I've come with so far. So, but it like Marie said, it just feels like there's more to it than that alone. And it seems like such a general term. So I keep thinking of the word action because I think, in just admitting something here, that my biggest problem is that I think about a lot of the things I want to do and I don't do them. So I'm thinking action, but the word itself isn't singing to me yet. So that's why I haven't posted. I don't know if there's a better word, but that's where my thought is right now.
All right. Well, let's take that offline and brainstorm on that a little bit. Cause I think you're right. I see where you're going with it. And it sounds like you're really in motion to achieving something, but at the same time, I get where you're going. Yeah.
It's more than health. It's more than, I was thinking also in terms of like the events and things that I really want to do, that I've started to do, but I want to do more. And so action just keeps hitting me, but it doesn't feel all the way there yet.
Almost like activity, but it's bigger than that, I think. Yeah. Okay. All right. Let's work on that a little bit offline because I want to get really clear with you on that. Activate. And that's kind of a cool one, Jen. Is that your word, Jen? Activate? Or you were brainstorming for that one? Okay. All right.
No,
Anybody
I'm
else?
suggesting it for Greta.
Yeah.
Well,
activate.
Mute.
Awesome.
I
Do you want to share yours
today? I posted on a T page. It was like Marie said, and Greta, it's not an easy thing to come up with a word. I was looking for signs. You said there'd be signs. I didn't see any signs. I was definitely open. I was waiting for them, but I didn't see any. So then I kind of turned the lens inward instead of turning it outward.
Yeah.
And got really kind of quiet and just shut up for a little bit and listened. And I think really for me, what it comes down to is growth. So that's my word.
I like
and
it.
I've also taken it to my family, just, to share this here. And so my husband's come up with a word for the year and working with the kids on trying to come up with a word for themselves as well.
That's so awesome. It's so great to get the kids involved in this kind of stuff. Once you have that word too, then like putting together a vision board to mirror that and to really bring it to life is really
Well, that's
powerful
exactly
as well.
what we're going to do.
Good. Okay, good.
Yep.
That's awesome.
We did vision
Love it.
boards last year, and we're going to use the words again this year for the vision boards.
So great.
Kind of
I love it.
that's the plan.
Good. Awesome. Thank you for sharing. All right. Is there anybody else that wants to share theirs? I'll say mine at the end. No. Oh, Chrisanne. I can't hear you. Yeah, no. See, that's what happened to me too. It was, shoot. Can you type it? All right, she's going to type it in. I think there's an update on Zoom, and that's why it's prompting some of us to change our microphones and all that kind of stuff. Let's see what she says. All right. I have been going between two. Okay. But the one is strong to me is clarity. All right, so is that the focus then? Are you still typing? It looks like you're typing. Yeah, okay, because I always see things gray and I need to be clear on things. Wow, Chrisanne, I love that. The other is revelation, but I like clarity better. Well, maybe the revelation is clarity, right? That you're looking to reveal, and I think that's fantastic. That's awesome. Thank you for sharing that. I think, you guys, the clearer that you can get in your own thinking, and this has a lot to do with perfectionism a lot of the time. Like, we tend to get lost in some stuff, right? Because we want it to just be right. We want to be right. And sometimes the clarity is really just like, it is just that. It's sifting through. It's not being afraid to try something for the sake of trying it. Because sometimes you really just have to try some stuff to figure out what you like, what you want more of, what you want less of. And we can't make decisions about those things, the outcomes, until we take the steps through the process, right? So I'll wrap this up with mine. My word for the year is, I don't know if you can see my shirt. I wrote this all day. So talk about signs. So it says believer on here, but believe is the word. And I had at Christmas time, I found a little sign that says believe at Michael's or whatever, like, one of those little rinky dinky things. I was like, oh, I really like that word. And I grabbed it and I put it up there, and it's been sitting in my living room for about a month now. And then I had gotten this shirt from one of the coaches I've been working with. And then, I've just been like, I went to the Polar Express with the kids, and the whole thing is about believe. Like, sometimes it's about believing in the things that we can't see, because so much of the time we can believe in the things that are tangible and right in front of us, right? But taking that step in faith and to believe in the things that are beyond us. So I just want to say to you guys that I think we are at the most significant time in the company's history. I truly, truly believe that, just from everything I've experienced personally and seen and watched all the numbers and the things behind the scenes and the trending, but also with the NMD meetings and the calls and all the stuff that's happening on the back end. I've never seen NMDs come together and pour into each other as much as I am seeing right now. These people who are $1 million earners are just, they're putting so much into us that they don't have to, right? She can't unmute. Okay. So my message to you is that my word is believe, because I believe in this company. I believe in the timing of where we're at and where we're sitting. We're going from $800 million to $2 billion in a 2-year period, you guys. It took us 25 years it took us 50 years really to get to here. So for us to expand that rapidly in a 24-month period, and for you to be a part of that, there is opportunity like there's never been before. And now is the time to really just hunker down, do the work, don't overthink it. Greta, I'm going to call you out. But so many of us, right? Don't overthink it. Let's get out of our heads and get into action, because action is the thing that's going to propel you forward, right? And I believe in you. I believe in me. And I really, right now, I believe in the things that I can't see. And that's the step that I'm choosing to take this year, and lead you guys through that. So I think it's going to be our best year yet. Last year, we ended the year with 1,157 new customers. We had 67 new reps join our team. I think we, at minimum, will double that. And I really, truly believe that if you choose to put stock in your dreams, that now's the time to take action and make it happen, because there will never be a better time. So thank you all for hopping on. Thank you for your time tonight. I love you all so very much. I'm so excited for what's coming. It's going to be amazing. Oh,
Melissa,
Ann, hi.
can I end? I finally unmuted or whatever. My word was brave. And as you know, that was my big word, because that's real action for me. That means, taking different steps to go and being uncomfortable, saying things that maybe I may not say. I don't know. It's all. So that was my word. Okay.
I love it.
Okay.
Fantastic.
Good night, everybody.
Thank you, Ann. Thank you, guys. Have a great night. Happy New Year, and we'll see you in 2020.
Good night, guys.
Happy New Year.
Happy New Year.
Happy New Year, you guys.
Woohoo! Happy New Year. 2020 vision.
Yeah.